Here at Woodson, people are our most valued element of safety. We have safety rules and policies and procedures in place to protect our employees, and safety is doing what's reasonable to protect people, property, and environment from harm. One of those rules that is important, and it is a cardinal rule, is the 10-foot rule, which states anytime we have heavy equipment such as shears, giraffes, dozers that are on the right-of-way, that we keep those heavy pieces of equipment 10 feet from our structure, such as poles, down guys, other utilities, phone boxes, gas meters, and we flag those areas to keep our heavy equipment out of those areas. We are permitted to go inside that area with the tools such as chainsaws, weed eaters to clear that area, but anytime we have a rotating piece of equipment or big heavy equipment like dozer or anything, we get within that 10 feet, we would have to do a deviation form, which would state what controls are in place to protect all of our employees, whether that be spotter use, three-way communication, whatever controls would be documented. We'd send that to our safety group and get VP approval, our safety manager's approval. We'd also communicate that to our clients. It's their rule as well, and we want them to know we're deviating from it, and they would have to give us permission. With regards to ditches, ravines, if they're greater than 2 feet deep, we also require a 10-foot flagging around those areas. Anytime we have to get inside that 10-foot area, we would do a deviation form and get it approved. With regards to flagging, orange flagging should be used to mark any hazards. We'd like it 3 feet high using a 4-foot stake. The length of the flag needs to be 2 feet attached to the top of the pole, helping our operators understand the hazard that is present. The 3-foot rule is a rule that we have in place to mark stationary objects to help our operators succeed and see the hazards on the right-of-way. So we'd mark 3 foot back from any stationary object, mailbox, any type of stationary object, and there's lots of them on the right-of-way. We'd mark 3 foot back on a 3-foot stake out of the ground with a 2-foot orange ribbon attached. When there's vegetation on the right-of-way, that can be used for flagging. If it's 3 foot high, we can utilize vegetation on the job as a stake. Getting a job started in a good way, planning is so important. One of those tools that we use here at Woodson is the initial clearing checklist. One of the things on that checklist that's so important is one calls. We need to meet with the one calls representatives, ensure that all the flagging is in place and adequate, and all the one calls and locates, the markings are throughout our work zone. In summary, with the 10-foot rule, here are the do's and don'ts. We flag 10 feet around all utility hardware, creek banks that's deeper than 2 feet in depth. We flag 3 feet around all non-utility hazards on the right-of-way. Anytime we have to deviate from these rules, we complete a deviation form, noted on our JSA, and with approval prior to any deviation. What we don't do is begin any work without proper flagging, barricading, and ensure that mitigations are in place. We don't fail to contact the client when deviating from the 10-foot rule, as applies to energy vegetation and transmission policies. We don't fail to flag or barricade with the proper color. Orange is the proper color. Flagging to be marked for any hazard. Blue flagging shall be used for road access, pink for property boundary flagging.